you are wasting years of guitar progress without even knowing it. But that's okay, because I'm going to show you the 5 easy tips that I use to make the best guitar progress of my whole life despite being extremely busy. Just to put this into perspective, when I first started implementing these tips, I was a full-time university student playing for my uni's rugby team. This is also when I first started training Muay Thai, going to 3 church events per week, cooking for myself at least twice a day, gym 3 times per week at least, all while running the TikTok and the YouTube channel. So despite this extremely busy schedule, not only was I able to make progress, but honestly the best and fastest progress of my whole guitar journey. If you don't believe me, just look at my old TikTok videos from a couple of years ago to now, and you can see how much my playing has completely transformed. So if this interests you and you want to supercharge your guitar progress despite being a busy person, make sure you pay attention and then stick around to the end, where I'm going to be going over a typical example on how you can apply these tips to a normal practice plan, so you guys can basically just copy it and just make the best guitar gains of your life. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to start with step 0 here, which is to crush any limiting beliefs that you may already have. I'm not officially including this step as part of the list, but I think it's extremely important that you just get this in your head before anything else comes after. And what I specifically mean by any limiting beliefs is that you need to just get it in your head that it is possible to make progress even if you're busy. And not only progress, but good progress, like really, really fast, good quality progress on the guitar. I'm a living testament to show that. So guys, just get it in your head that it is possible to make progress no matter what kind of time constraints you're under. First tip I'm going to give you guys is to prioritize frequency. This is honestly what got me that really quick progress, is to just literally prioritize how many times per week you pick up the guitar and play, as opposed to trying to get like 1 to 2 hour long practice sessions like a couple of times a week. And there's probably some sort of like neurological explanation on like adaptation in terms of like repeated stimuli, but just literally amount of times per week you play over the actual length of your practice sessions. Mainstream musical education tells you that 1 to 2 hours a day, every day, is the ideal spot for practice, which I mean isn't necessarily wrong, but for us that's just not feasible. It's just not possible to get that in. However, what we can take from that is there's 2 parts. There's 1 to 2 hours a day part, which we can't do, but the everyday bit, that's what we can do. Anyone can pick up the guitar for 15, 20, 30 minutes a day. But honestly, the time doesn't matter, and I'll get more into this in a second. And let me give you guys the absolute source, that absolute just cheat code to get progress despite having no time. And this is exactly what I did. Pick up the guitar every single day, but you get to put it down whenever you want or whenever you're done. This was literally the cheat code that I used. Even though my practice sessions were like 20, 30, 40 minutes long, I would only occasionally go over an hour. So even though my practice sessions were relatively short, I was still getting them done because they were 20 minutes to 40 minutes of concise, focused, very concentrated practice time. Within that practice time, you really have to have a good idea on what you're going to practice, what you need to practice, and like the exact strategies on how you're going to go about doing that. And this is probably the most commonly asked question I get, is like, what should I practice next? I don't know what to practice next. What's the next steps I need to take to get better at the guitar? But if you want to skip all of that thinking and just save just so much time and have me make a tailor-made practice plan for you, like chances are you're just tired and stuck with no motivation, no idea what to practice, no idea what steps you need to take to become your dream guitarist. If that's so, head over to the link in the description where I have put all of the resources that you need and where I myself will guide you through the exact steps you need to take to becoming your dream guitarist and learning any song you want. Okay, step number 2, the most important tip, and honestly the best ever guitar advice I can actually give you, is to literally just have fun. Just literally try to max out enjoyment when playing the guitar. And the reason why this is so literally crucial, like this is a bit of a be all or end all. The reason why it's so crucial is because when you're actually enjoying the guitar, you're more compelled to like pick it up and actually play every single day. It's like this upwards spiral, this positive feedback loop, which gets you that supercharged progress. My best ever progress on guitar was the first 2 years of playing and these last 2 years, and both times I've just learned just stuff I just wanted to learn, it's this really common pattern that I notice, is that when I just learn stuff, I have fun playing. Like, I'll give an example of what I'm learning right now. I'm learning a lot of like Pantera and a lot of Dream Theater, because these are like my favorite bands right now. Like, I think their guitar lines are sick. It's now when I'm seeing like changes in my technique and how I'm playing things, it's like, whoa, this is different. And this happened really quickly. So guys, that's what I'd recommend to you, is to just learn stuff you really like. Learn your favorite bands, learn your favorite ever songs, learn that song on guitar that you listen to like every day. This is by far the biggest catalyst towards your progress, and I go over this in way more details in my academy. But just guys, prioritize frequency and fun, and you've already won. I'm not even trying to rhyme. Tip number 3 is to set targets. I originally named this goals, but I think goals has a bit of a bad connotation, and it's not exactly what we're going for here. You want to set targets, something to actually aim for, not just the goal itself, but something to actually aim for. And let me explain. The way I've been doing this for like years, and I think I've found the best way to do it, is to basically create a short-term target and a long-term target. Now, guys, you don't have to like get out a book and like write down like, today I'm gonna get this. Or no. I mean, you can if you want to. I've just never done it that way. But what I mean by this is you make a short-term target of, by the end of this practice session, I'm going to achieve this. A few examples might be, by the end of this practice session, I'm going to get like another 4 more bars onto this solo. Or by the end of this practice session, I'm going to get the technique on how to, the right hand technique on how to play this riff down. That's short term, like stuff you can finish by the end of your practice session, and throughout your practice session, that's what you're going to aim for. And then the long term target, which I mean, to me, it's not exactly long term. I'm just kind of like, when it comes to things, I want them quickly. It's not that I'm impatient, but I want quick progress, right? Over the course of a week or maybe like 2 weeks, is I want to get the rest of this solo down, or I want to get like 4 recordings done, or something like that, right? The key with these things here is to be ambitious, but like not delusional. Where you draw these lines really depends on you. But this is the most important bit. It's just having something to aim for gives you that sense of direction on like the exact path you need to take when practicing the guitar. So guys, come up with a goal, or rather a target you can hit by the end of your practice session, and then a target you want to hit within a time span of 2 weeks or less. This one's going to be a little bit controversial, but the 4th tip I'm going to give you guys is to utilize competition. I can only recommend this to a certain audience of people, such as people like me who tend to perform better under like some sort of pressure or in the sense of competition. Like, I tend to be quite a competitive person. If you're not this, then ignore this step. But if you're something like me, then competition can bring out the best in you, really, and make you like learn things quickly. And one of the best ways I've found to utilize competition when it comes to guitar progress is to just compare yourself to others. I know that might sound crazy, but when I first started posting, even when I had like less than 10 followers, less than 50 followers, I'd compare myself to the dudes that had like hundreds of thousands. So I think, no one had millions on TikTok at this point, but I'd compare myself with all of the big guys on like the TikTok For You page. Dudes like Avail. This was one of my big competitors. What's going on, bro, if you're watching? But the point here is that we were all competing for that like place on the For You page. And because of this, I really reckon we supercharged everyone, like all of each other's, like all of us in the circle's growth, because we're all just competing to see who can get the best sounding, consulting, the best looking TikTok video, whatever, all of that stuff, right? It's because we're all just competing amongst each other. This can get really toxic quite quickly, but if you're up for it, just compare yourself to people that you see playing guitar like online. Obviously don't compare to like Steve Vai and like Tim Henson, right? Because that's Hollywood. But for just normal people like you and me, compare each other's playing, see what's going right, see what's going wrong. How can you be better than them? How can you play like them? What's going right on their playing that you can apply to yours? You know, this is all things that I was thinking about at the time. And also, I didn't have this, but I think this would be super useful if I had someone who's on a similar level of playing, like if I had a brother or like a friend who also was playing guitar, both trying to see who could get better quicker. this would be ideal. Like, guys, if you have access to like someone in real life that you can compare to, dude, utilize it, honestly. Last tip I can give you guys is to get some sort of accountability. Now let me explain my story. So I first posted my first ever TikTok in the 6th of October 2023, 2 days before I turned 18, right? And it was about 3 months after that I had my first ever viral video. And since then, I literally had followers I need to make content for. That's literally it. I just suddenly went from having around 1,000 for less than 1,000 followers to now I've got like hundreds of thousands within like a space of a handful of weeks. I had this pressure, this massive amount of accountability on me to be like, oh damn, I better not like just fall off. So I had to be accountable for being responsible for all these mouths to feed. I know that's a bit of a stretch and like a bit of a far analogy, but you kind of get the point I'm making. Is like, I went from like having like basically no one watching me to now like loads of people watching me. So I had to be ready. I had to compete. I had to get better at the guitar. And because of this like bit of pressure and this like responsibility that I now had, I was playing guitar every single day. At the time, back then, I was posting every single day. I don't do that anymore, but I was posting high quality, what would be the word? Like rehearsed videos. Like I put in a lot of time and effort into just getting like really, really good content. And because of that, my growth just went like that. It just supercharged. You guys, you might not be into like posting online, which is completely fine. You can get accountability in loads of different ways. A really common way, which I've seen, you do this amongst your friends, is you be like, what you do, you announce it. You be like, hey guys, I'm going to start taking guitar seriously. I'm going to start showing you my progress. And you put that in your story, put that in a group chat, your close friend story, whatever. This is a really sick way of getting accountability, because now you've got like, even though it's not like, you know, hundreds of thousands of people, or like some case millions, you're still getting like some eyes on you to like monitor your progress, to check up on you, to see you and stuff. I know this doesn't sound like much, but honestly, it really helps. Okay, now I'm going to be going over how to actually apply these tips to a practice plan and what that practice plan will now look like. So here we've got Joe Schmo. He wants to just get better at the guitar, which is a really vague goal, but he wants to learn Metallica and he wants to play some cool Metallica songs and put it on his story. So first thing about this guy is he's a student and he's busy. You know, he's just like me. He plays football and he's busy, so he doesn't have much time. So step one is he's going to prioritize the frequency and he's going to do the gob method. He's going to try to pick up his guitar every single day, but put it down whenever he wants. He's going to fit it in when he can, but just try to get it in every single day. So that's step one. Second step, he's going to try and make his practice fun and enjoyable. More specifically to him, he's going to be authentic with his practice. Because he really likes Metallica, he's going to just learn Metallica songs, right? Which is completely fine to do for now. He's just going to learn Metallica songs and he's going to get better at that because he's just having so much fun. Third step, he's going to pick out some targets. Now, because he really likes Metallica, he's going to be specific with what he wants to learn. He's going to try to learn the Master of Puppets riff, right? So he's going to think of a long-term and a short-term target. Short-term target is something he can do today to practice, so he's going to try to just get that down picking up to speed, and over the course of 1 to 2 weeks he's going to be able to play that Master of Puppets riff in full. So that's his long-term and short-term target. Because this guy, you know, he plays football, he's competitive, he's going to get his mate who also plays guitar along to see who can learn this riff the quickest. So literally now, this riff that would have taken him 2 weeks to learn, he's now going to get it within 1 week. And step number 5, because he's now got his mate on board with this competition as well, he's also going to tell his parents, he's literally going to be like, guys, in 1 week, you're going to see me play this Master of Puppets riff perfectly. And now he's got all of this pressure, all of this competition, everything set for him to make some sick progress. But there's one last step I didn't tell you guys about, which is he actually skips all of this and he's smart. He goes to someone who already knows how to play guitar, who already knows how to play this riff, and he asks them, just bro, tell me exactly what I need to do. Joe here is really smart because he's part of Gob's Guitar Academy, where he has access to all of the lessons he needs, all of the resources he could possibly ask for to perfect his technique, to increase his speed. And not only that, but he gets one-on-one tutoring with Gob, so he knows exactly what he needs to work on, and he's given a practice plan of every single detail he needs to tick off step by step. If this sounds interesting to you, make sure you head over to the link in the description where me and you can work together to take those next steps to become your dream guitarist and learn any song you want. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions on anything within this, or you maybe want me to do a different kind of guide, please let me know down below because I'm literally open for any suggestions. Hope you guys have a good day and you get some sick practice done. I'll see you guys later.